no conception of higher and lower. Nonetheless, you offer your benedictions according to one's service, exactly as a desire to believers feels according to one's desires, and makes no distinction between the lower and the higher. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In Bhagavad Gita 4.11, the Lord clearly says, Yathamam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajamyaham. As one surrenders to me, I reward him accordingly. As stated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jivara Swarubhoya Krishnara Nityadasa. Every living being is an eternal servant of Krishna. According to the service the living entity renders, he automatically receives benedictions from Krishna, who does not make distinctions, thinking, here is a person in an intimate relationship with me, and here is a person I dislike. Krishna advises everyone to surrender to him. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. One's relationship with the Supreme Lord is in proportion to that surrender and the service one renders unto the Lord. Thus, throughout the entire world, the higher or lower position of the living entities are selected by the living entities themselves. Hare Krishna. So the seventh canto is dedicated to the story of Prahlad Maharaj and Lord Narasimhadev. Mainly it describes devotion of Prahlad Maharaj. It's a great example of a pure devotee who completely surrendered himself to the Lord. It is said that he even did not knew how the demands of his body was satisfied. He was completely absorbed in the service of Lord Narasimhadev, and he was not conscious how his body is acting. So he was always thinking of the Lord at any condition. He was chanting the names of the Lord, and we can see that he has got complete protection from Lord Narasimhadev. And at the end of the story, Prahlad Maharaj is offering the prayers to Lord Narasimhadev. Wonderful prayers. Srila Prabhupada gave classes to each verse of this chapter. In 1976 in Mayapur, he was given the classes on the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj. He commented all of them, and the very exalted prayers, because Prahlad Maharaj is so exalted devotee, and he does not want anything in return for his service. He just wants to serve. When Lord Narasimhadev has offered his benedictions to Prahlad Maharaj said, I am not a merchant. I don't want anything in return. He just wanted to serve. But Lord Narasimhadev has said that it's my eternal pastime to satisfy the desires of my devotees, so you should ask for something. And then Prahlad Maharaj asked a benediction for his father. And Lord Narasimhadev said that he is already liberated. Many generations of a pure devotee are liberated just because of his pure service. So this wonderful pastime is described in very exalted position of Prahlad Maharaj. He was always a surrendered soul, and when Srila Prabhupada was given a class about this pastime, he was describing how Hiranyakashipu at the end of this pastime, when Hiranyakashipu has asked Prahlad, where did you get in this strength, Kim Bala? And Prahlad Maharaj replied that I am getting my strength from the same source that you are getting the strength. Everyone is getting the strength from only one source, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Hiranyakashipu was very angry on this reply, and he decided to kill Prahlad Maharaj. He took out his sword and he asked Prahlad, "Let's see how the Lord will protect you. You are always talking about some supreme person that is everywhere. Does it mean that he is in this pillar?" And in his class, Srila Prabhupada is saying, Prahlad Maharaj looked at the pillar and he saw Narasimhadev, and Narasimhadev was waving his hand to Prahlad Maharaj. And Prahlad Maharaj said, "Yes, of course, he is here." He was amazed that Hiranyakashipu does not see the Lord. Is he has some problem with his eyesight? So Prahlad was always seeing the Lord, and the Lord was always protecting him. And as soon as Hiranyakashipu tried to kill Prahlad, he pushed the pillar with his fist, and it was destroyed, but very strong sound. It was very strong sound. It is said that it pierced the covering of the universe. It was so strong, this sound. And Hiranyakashipu was amazed. Where is it coming from? Because he did not saw the Narasimhadev. But after some time, Narasimhadev showed himself to Hiranyakashipu, and he said he was like a small insect in comparison with Narasimhadev. He was very small, but he was very brave. He wanted to fight, although Narasimhadev was huge. He was very small in comparison to him. He tried to fight. And it is described that at the beginning, Narasimhadev was playing with Hiranyakashipu like a cat is playing with a small mouse. Before he kills the mouse, it's playing. It lets him go and catching, letting him go, catching. So Narasimhadev was playing with Hiranyakashipu, but at some point when the sun started to go down, he decided to finish this pastime, because there was a blessing that Hiranyakashipu will not be killed during the day and during the night, so he waited for the time when the twilight. And then his Lord Narasimhadev sat at the exit from the palace, because he was not supposed to be killed inside and outside. So he was sitting, and he took the body of Hiranyakashipu on his laps, because he should not be killed in air, on the earth, and no weapon should be used, so he used his nails to kill Hiranyakashipu. He took out his heart, throw it away, his heart, dirty heart, filled with lusty desires. Then he took all his intestines and put as a garland around his neck. And he was very angry, and demigods, they were trying to pacify him with prayers, but they were not able to pacify him. Then Lord Brahma asked Lakshmi Devi, "This is your husband, please pacify him." But Lakshmi Devi said, "I never saw him in such anger." She was very afraid to approach Lord Narasimhadev. Then Lord Brahma approached Prahlad and said, "He is angry because of your father. You should try to pacify him." And Prahlad was very happy to offer his respect to Narasimhadev and Lord Narasimhadev blessed Prahlad. How he blessed Prahlad? What was the blessing? In some Shastra it is said that he was licking the face, but in Srimad Bhagavatam it is said, what is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam, how he put his hand, yes, on the head of Prahlad Maharaj, and Prahlad Maharaj was inspired to offer wonderful prayers to Narasimhadev, and the whole chapter is dedicated to this wonderful prayers. Many devotees, they like to chant these prayers offered by Prahlad. Very inspiring prayers. Srila Prabhupada commented on each verse from this chapter. He gave at least one class. On some verses he gave many classes. So these are very important prayers. And we can learn from Prahlad Maharaj this important lessons that we should always think about the Lord, we should offer Him prayers, we should always be engaged in the service of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Shri Narasimhadev Bhagavan ki, Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki.
Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Sarasudeve Gauravani Prasarine Nirvishesha Navadwip Parikrama. So, we are worshipper of Radha Krishna, but among the unlimited forms of Bhagavat Swarups, Lord Narasimhadev is very, very important in your devotional life. Among unlimited forms of Bhagavans, three forms are most important: Krishna, Rama, Narasimha. These three forms in Laghu Bhagavatamrita Rupa Goswami explaining, they are known as Paravasta. They are the beyond. So that's why Narasimha is very, very important in your life. As Maharaj said, so last 20 years I have been speaking from different literatures about Narasimhadev Bhagavan. So I'll speak very briefly because I have been sick for last 15-20 days. So different techniques been used by Prahlad Maharaj. Very remarkable to see. First, you see, Bhagavat explains about Narasimha's appearance, but many things are there, very briefly described, just like how Hiranyakashipu used different means and ways to kill Prahlad Maharaj. Bhagavat explains 2-3 verses, but Vishnu Puran 2-3 chapters describes very elaborately. So this Narasimha Katha is so important. Many Puranas, like Vishnu Purana, Shiva Purana, Padma Purana, different aspects been described, and Laghu Bhagavatamrita also describes, and other literatures also. So Prahlad Maharaj, how he saved himself. So the first attempt was made to kill him. So all the demons, they came to kill Prahlad Maharaj using weapons, very sharp weapons. So what Prahlad did? When they came to kill him, he simply meditated that, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Bhagavan, you are within me, you are within these demons, you are within this weapon. So what he did, he made everything Bhagavan. So if everything is Bhagavan, who will kill whom? Nothing was killed. So different Purana explains how different techniques Prahlad Maharaj was using. For every time that he was attacked, sometimes by snakes, sometimes weapons, elephant, put into fire, then he was given poison. Every time he is using a specific name of Supreme Personality Godhead to protect himself. So like this, there are many interesting things. These demons, they tried to kill Prahlad Maharaj so many different ways, but he was not killed. And Hiranyakashipu was getting very upset, not with Prahlad Maharaj, rather with these demons. They are appointed to kill him. So one day, all these demons, they approached Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad, what is wrong with you? Why don't you die? Please die. If you don't die, then we are in problem. So Prahlad gave a very nice answer. Prahlad said, how can I die? You are throwing me into fire. You know what is this fire? Fire is the mouth of my father. How fire become mouth of your father? Because through fire, Vishnu eats through fire. So what was his consciousness? Fire, how can fire kill me? And you are throwing me among the snakes. But what the snakes, how can they bite me? The snake is the bed of my father. Ananta says, how snake can bite me? Like this, many things he was talking. One important, interesting thing he said, you are giving me poison, but how poison can kill me? Poison is my uncle. Very surprised, how poison become your uncle? You see, how the devotees, how they see things. You must be surprising also. How poison can be uncle of Prahlad Maharaj. Then Prahlad Maharaj described, you see, how poison my uncle. My mother is Lakshmi Devi. She appeared from the ocean. And poison also appeared from the ocean. So poison is brother of my mother. So in this way, poison is my uncle. So it shows how the devotees, Sthabara Jangama dekhe na dekhe tar murti, Sarvatra hoy tar Ishtadeva Spurti. This is Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness means whatever he sees, he relates to Krishna. Prabhupada describing different ways of Krishna consciousness. When we see one way of Krishna consciousness means, as Krishna has explained, you see trees, or they are like hairs of Krishna's body, Virat Rup, rivers are like veins, and all kinds of this. That is why when they see mountain, tree, river, immediately they think about Krishna. Then the other way also, the gopis, they used to see the black cloud, then that reminds them the appearance of Krishna, the cows, calves, and the peacock feathers. That is Krishna consciousness. Of course, more elevated people, personalities, the spurti within their heart, they can see all the sweet pastimes of Krishna as the Sada Goswamis, they were singing. They wrote all these books. All the great personalities like Valmiki wrote Ramayana. How did he write Ramayana? He went with a tape recorder to Sri Lanka everywhere. Please tell me what happened, collected all the informations. Then he composed it? No. They revealed within himself, these personalities. That is the way of Krishna consciousness. Of course, most pure devotees, they see Krishna face to face. So in this way, the different level of Krishna consciousness we can see. And Prahlad Maharaj, life is very important, very exemplary for us, because what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to preach, that Krishna Prem, now all these symptoms of Krishna Prem had manifested within Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj, he was Unmadavat Nrityati, he was dancing, keeping quiet, somebody crying, sometimes he was laughing. The scripture describes, for some time Lord does not come, just keep quiet, why Lord is not coming? Then when Lord comes, very great ecstasy. He laughs like anything. Then when Lord leaves the place, then he runs behind Lord. But people cannot see what he is doing because they can't see the Lord. They see only Prahlad Maharaj. Then they think Prahlad must have become mad. Why is he acting like this? So in this way, the devotee's behavior always looks like a madman to the common people. So Prahlad Maharaj, finally, after going through so much tribulations, that when Hiranyakashipu could not kill Prahlad Maharaj, they were so fed up. Then he told demons, you do one thing, you tie this fellow, throw him into the ocean. So they brought these special serpents. The Nagaloka was also controlled by Hiranyakashipu. They tied Prahlad Maharaj. They threw him into the ocean. So inside the ocean, still he was surviving, doing his Gayatri, remembering. At one point, he was endowed with so much energy. Oh, when he was thrown to ocean, ocean could not tolerate. Pure devotee been thrown like this. So ocean water was flashing all over the earthly planet. So everything flooding. Then they came to Hiranyakashipu, that this is happening. Hiranyakashipu was so fed, wow, this fellow wherever he is going giving me trouble. Okay, bring big mountain and put on top of him. Let him die there. They brought big mountain and they dump on Prahlad Maharaj. Still Prahlad Maharaj surviving it there. At one point, he got so much energy. All these big mountains, they started to fly in the sky like straw. So Prahlad Maharaj came out of the ocean. He went to palace to his father. My dear father, namaskar. You are still surviving? You have not died? Where are you getting this energy? My dear father, same personality, where you are getting energy from. So this is how, then you know how Hiranyakashipu challenged, where is your God? Show me, he is everywhere, he is in this pillar. Then Narasimhadeva appeared, very ferocious form. And he killed Hiranyakashipu. So everybody very happy. All the demigods are happy, they're playing different musics, sprinkling flowers, very happy. Everybody happy, except one person not happy. You know who is that person? Hiranyakashipu is finished. Where is the question of happiness or unhappiness? Narasimha was not yet happy. He was still boiling in anger. His anger has not subdued. Very ferocious. When the demigod they saw Narasimha Bhagavan like this, they were very worried. What will happen now? The demon is killed. One way good. The Lord is so angry now. He will finish us. Brahmaji, please come, do something. Please pacify the Lord. Brahma ran away, holding his beards. No, he's so too fiery. My beard will get burned. I can't go in front of him. Indra, the king of heavenly planet, you please come, do something. Indra closing all his eyes. You know how many eyes Indra has? 1,000 eyes. He closed, oh, too dazzling. I can't go in front of him. He also ran away. So nobody could come in front of Narasimha Bhagavan. Finally, one person came. You know who is that? No. It's Ganesh. Ganesh is a very dear devotee of Narasimha Bhagavan. So he is empowered as Vighna Vinasak. That's all Hindus, Smartas, they worship Ganesh fast. You know why? Because devotee of Narasimha Bhagavan. So Ganesh said, I will pacify my Lord. I will please him, no problem. So everybody thought, very nice. And somebody has agreed not to come. Then riding on his rat, his carrier rat. So he was approaching Narasimha Bhagavan. Narasimha very angry, ferocious. His breathing was like a hurricane. You know, Hawa was coming, air was coming. Ganesh approaching. He went very close. At one point, so much wind was blowing from Narasimha Bhagavan's nose. The Ganesh Bhagavan, he fell down from top of his rat. So when he fell down, all the demigods, they started to laugh. So when everybody started to laugh, then Narasimha Bhagavan also laughed. Then everybody cooled down. Ah, finally the Lord has cooled down. He's laughing now. But actually he had not cooled down. Still angry. So what to do? Then finally Brahma went, as Maharaj said, approached Prahlad, all this Natak drama going on because of you. It is your responsibility. You have to go. Because of you, Lord becomes so angry. You have to pacify. The lion's baby cub will never afraid of lion. So immediately, Prahlad Maharaj went, approached, gave garland. Prahlad Maharaj, how he could have given garland? The Narasimha Bhagavan we have in Mayapur, according to Stapatya, the size of Prahlad Maharaj we have, if you make that size Prahlad Maharaj, the Narasimha date should be 80. Matsya avatar, Kurma avatar, Baraha avatar, up to Narasimha avatar. No father, mother. So Narasimha avatar, when Narasimha Bhagavan put Prahlad, and he was thinking that I am enjoying so much keeping Prahlad on my lap. But what kind of enjoyment Prahlad deriving by sitting on my lap, I do not know. So I have to get that, I have to understand what kind of pleasure he is deriving. Next time I come, I must bring my father, mother also. I must appear through father, mother. So next time he came as Vamanadev with father and mother. Kasyapanda, Aditi. Kasyapanda, Aditi. So Lord's pastimes, though he is ferocious, but for his devotees very sweet. Our Narasimha Bhagavan in Mayapur, he's in climax point, just coming out of the pillar. He could not tolerate anymore. He was tolerating. Hiranyakasipu giving hard time to Prahlad Maharaj. To one point said, no more now. He just came out. That is climax point, the most ferocious form. Yes? Yes or no? No. The most affectionate form. If you see our Narasimha Bhagavan, he does not look ferocious. He has a big smiling face. Especially if you come with Chandan Jatra, you put Chandan on his body, look, big smiling. Big smiling. He is showing just as if when father has come back from battlefield and showing his children how he used to fight. Our Narasimha Bhagavan is like that. He is telling, this is how I came out of the pillar and killed Hiranyakasipu. Very smiling face. He is there giving his mercy. Narasimha Bhagavan came. Before Narasimha Bhagavan appeared in Mayapur, we are going through so many problems. Then he appeared in a dream of one devotee. Then according to his dream, he made this design. Then he was sent to South India. Then Narasimha Dev, he appeared there to protect all the devotees all over the world. Ugram Birang Mahavishnu Jalantang Sarvata Mukha Nisingham Vishanang Bhadrang Mritur Namamiham. I wanted to speak much more less than what I spoke, but I got carried out to speak so much. So I put all these things in this book, just recently published. Lord Narasimha, name is Lord Narasimha. Everything about Narasimha Bhagavan, his form, his appearance, previous life, Prahlad's, all many, 3 previous lives of Prahlad Maharaj, and from different Puranas, different literatures, and Narasimha Bhagavan, 1000 names, Nava Narasimha, and also Narasimha's pastimes here, and Narasimha Bhagavan in Mayapur. All these sweet pastimes are still happening in Siddha Mayapur. Everything for the convenience of devotees. We collected everything and put it together, Please take advantage of this book. This book is available here. So you can take this book and read this book. Very nice, very interesting. Thank you so much.
After Lord Narasimhadev liberated Hiranyakashipu,
After Lord Narasimhadev liberated Hiranyakashipu,
he was flying over the earth,
he was flying over the earth
and he saw beneath him Navadwip Dham.
he saw beneath him Navadwip Dham.
This is my Dham where I appear in the Kali Yuga.
He said, "This is my Dham where I would appear in Kali Yuga."
So he descended.
So he descended.
And actually, we know how Narasimhadev, he was unapproachable. He was so angry after killing Hiranyakashipu.
Actually, we know how Narasimhadev, he was unapproachable. He was very angry after killing Hiranyakashipu.
But here in Advaita Dham, in the Navadwip Dham,
But here, Navadwip Dham is an Audarya Dham.
he became very approachable, very peaceful.
He became very approachable, very peaceful.
And all the devas, they erected their cottages on a hillock.
And all the devas, they directed their cottages on a hillock.
And the place is known as Devapalli,
And the base is known as Devapalli.
the place.
The place, that place is known as Devapalli.
And Lord Chaitanya, Lord Narasimhadev, the place he went is known as Narasimhapalli.
And the place where Lord Narasimhadev went is known as Narasimhapalli.
All the devas, devis, they prepared offering of food to Narasimhadev.
So the devas and devis, they prepared offering, bhoga for Narasimhadev.
And they offered that to Narasimhadev,
And they offered that to Narasimhadev,
offered him puja,
offer him puja,
and he accepted.
and he accepted.
He was very approachable.
He was very approachable.
And in this way, Narasimhadev gave his mercy out to all the devis, devas in this holy place.
In this way, Narasimhadev gave out his mercy to all the devas and devis in this holy place.
So, many pastimes that happened here,
There are many pastimes that happened here,
and so we stop here every year. This is the far eastern side of Navadwip Dham.
so we stop here every year. This is the far eastern side of Navadwip Dham.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. So, His Holiness Dhira Damodar Maharaj will give an address now.
Namo Vishnu Pariya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityananda Navese Saraswati Devi Gaudamani Pracharini Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pastata Desacharini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakti Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Prahlad Maharaj ki, Narasimhadev Bhagavan ki. Prahlad Maharaj have seen Narasimhadev before he appeared. If you have visited the Narasimhapatna, you see the form of the deity there has two faces. 1 side is Narasimhadev, and the other side is Varahadev. when Prahlad was thrown into the ocean, Narasimhadev came there to pick him, and he brought him to the land. So Prahlad said, I heard that you killed my uncle. Can you show me that form? So Narasimhadev said yes. So he manifested Varaha form. So the deity has two faces, one side and the other side. So he had already seen Narasimhadev long time back before he appeared in a pillar. And Sanatana Goswami mentioned in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Prahlad is so exalted. Maharaj was talking about the devotion of Prahlad Maharaj. He's so exalted, a devotee. Anyone who sees Prahlad, anyone who hears Prahlad Maharaj, anyone who touches Prahlad Maharaj, you have pure love of Godhead. So now we should change the way we see. We should change the way we see Prahlad. By seeing him alone, one can get pure love of Godhead. And by hearing him or touch him, the pujaris are touching Prahlad every day. And so they are qualified to go back to Godhead. That is not my blessing. This is Sanatana Goswami's blessing. So, and Prahlad is so exalted a devotee. Prahlad Maharaj is sent to Sutal Loka. And Lord Krishna expanded his form, Brahmandev, to stay there with him. It is not because of Bali Maharaj. It is because of the devotion of Prahlad that the Lord decided to become the gatekeeper of his devotee. And he is so attached to Prahlad Maharaj that once there was a demon in Dwarka, and this demon came to attack. So a devotee was sent to go and invite the Lord to come and take care of this demon. The Lord refused to come until you have to take permission from Bali Maharaj. If you don't take permission from Bali Maharaj, I will not go there. That is how the Lord is very attached to his devotee. So when he was approached, Bali Maharaj was approached, please allow the Lord to come. Bali said no, and Krishna didn't go. That is the love of Prahlad Maharaj. He's very addicted, he's attached to his devotees. He's controlled by love. And in Sakya Yuga, Lamasa Rishi, he asked Prahlad after his father was dead, just go around and check what is happening in your kingdom. As a king, a leader shouldn't sit in one place. If you sit in one place, you don't know what is happening in other places. So as a king, Prahlad Maharaj was touring the whole universe. And he came to Naimisharanya. When he got to Naimisharanya, he saw some trees were pierced by arrows so expertly. He was amazed. It's Satriya. You know, as a devotee, if you see a devotee exhibiting wonderful devotional qualities, how do you feel? Huh? When you see a devotee, a devotee is acting very exceptionally, how will you feel? Huh? It's really inspired. Yes, you feel inspired. You feel very happy. If you're not happy, you are a demon. A devotee should be happy to see how another devotee is advancing. So Prahlad was very surprised when he saw the expertise of the Satriya who had shot those arrows for the tree. So he started tracing who did this. He was tracing. He went all around and he came to a place, that is Naimisharanya. and he saw two personalities were sitting down in meditation. Prahlad Maharaj, he observed them very carefully. These are Kshatriyas, they are doing meditation. This is not proper. If you are Kshatriya, take your weapons and go around. And if you are not Kshatriyas or Brahmanas, why are you having weapons? This is contradiction. So Prahlad Maharaj woke them, he tapped them. He said, open your eyes. Prahlad said, but who are you? They kept quiet, they didn't respond. Prahlad said, I want to know, who are you? You are a Kshatriya? And you are doing meditation? They kept quiet. You are a Brahmana, you are doing meditation and carrying weapon also? They kept quiet. Prahlad said, I cannot allow inauspiciousness in my kingdom. So you better give up meditation now and take your weapon, or I will fight with you. The two personalities said, yes, we are ready to fight. We are not going to give up anything. Well, we are ready to fight. So one stood up, and Prahlad also, he stood up. They fought for a very long time. No defeat. And the second person saw that the person who is fighting with Prahlad is not doing anything. So he stood up. But Prahlad had been fighting alone for a long time. So he must be tired. But Prahlad maintained his strength. So the second person stood up and started fighting again with Prahlad. Prahlad maintained his strength. He fought severely until at a point he was shot with an arrow, and Prahlad observed this arrow. He know this arrow cannot be from ordinary person. No ordinary person can have such a weapon. The person who have this weapon must be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Prahlad stopped fighting and he sat down. In meditation, he started tracing, who is this person? As he was meditating, he was tracing, and he came to a stage. He saw the garland he had offered to Lord Narasimhadev, that money was being won by this person. So Prahlad said, this is my Lord Narasimhadev. Narasimhadev Bhagavan Ki. So Prahlad offered the blessings to Narasimhadev. So Narasimhadev stood up and embraced him very tightly. And he said, Prahlad, I cannot defeat you. I tried to defeat you, but I did not succeed. So you defeat me. So devotees defeat Krishna by bhakti, by devotion. So it is the devotion of Prahlad Maharaj that defeated Lord Narasimhadev, that he has to come from a pillar. Bale Maharaj is having the Lord as his gatekeeper in Sutal Loka. And Narasimhadev is extremely angry, very, very angry. His anger is because of the trouble Prahlad Maharaj passed through on his behalf. He was angry to protect his devotees. And also because he took the vow of being angry from Vaikuntha before he came here. So he did exactly what he promised to do when he came, being very angry. You see, Narasimhadev is very angry. Hiranyakasipu is very angry. Hiranyaksha, very angry. The two of them, they took the vow in Vaikuntha before they came here, and they did it perfectly. The bhakti of Prahlad Maharaj is so high that he controlled the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Narasimhadev. See Prahlad Maharaj ki.
Thank you, Tira Damodar Swami Maharaj. Okay, so over here we have the Mundakini, right? Mundakini. Water is clean and refreshing. Any of you like to take a bath there? midday bath, you're welcome. It's a good time. The water is nice and fresh, and we will regularly bathe there. If you want to take a bath, you can go ahead. It's not in the form of a river now, it's just a lake here. Nowadays, just a lake is here, but originally it was the Mundakini. And on the far side, on the other side of the lake, there is Devapalli. That's where the demigods were all residing. Lord Nrsingadev came here to rest after fighting with Hiranyakashipu, came here, took rest, and the demigods all came and waited for him. So Devapalli is over there on the far side of the Mundakini. And you can see the bricks and the remains from when the demigods were living there in the Satya Yuga. All right? So we're going to go on now. Will we talk it? We'll go straight to the camp? Yeah, from here we're walking to the camp. Where our camp is? Prabhupada Nagar. And it's near to Hariharshetra. Hariharshetra will go tomorrow, right? Tomorrow morning, first stop Hariharshetra. But from here we're walking to the camp. So maybe some people going back to Mayapur, you might want to go back from here. Oh, go to camp first. First take prasadam. Yeah, come to the camp, have prasadam, and then from there then there'll be buses, is it, to take people back to Mayapur. All right? Well? How many miles? How far is it? 3.5 kilometers. When we're in the Holy Dham, it's a spiritual world, right? There's no time, beyond time and space. If you're in the kirtan of the holy name, you won't notice the time goes just insignificantly. So stay in the kirtan, get with the kirtan parties, and chant, dance. You'll forget about time and you'll forget about the heat. Transcend the body. Oh, this evening we'll have program. We'll have questions and answers.
Before Sandhya Aarti, 5 to 6, Kavichandra Maharaj will give lecture.
Oh, really?
And then Sandhya, then question answers.
Oh, really? Okay, so from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, Kavichandra Swami is giving lecture, and then there will be Aarti, and after Aarti, then question and answers. Anybody likes to write down some questions on a little piece of paper, can give your questions, and Kavichandra Swami will be there, maybe Ambarish Maharaj will be there, I don't know who will be there. I'll be here, I'll be there. Well, I'll try to answer your questions. It's a nice opportunity. Anybody has any questions about the Parikrama or the holy places we're visiting, or even your Bhakti Yoga, you can put your question in a paper, write it down, and give it to us tonight. We'll collect the papers tonight, and we'll be giving the answers. All right, so we'll be going to the camp. You can take bath there at the camp, and then we'll have lunch. You can go back to Mayapur if you want to miss out on everything. You go back to Mayapur.